And this reading is going to be for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising Energies for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Ascendant. So if this reading does not resonate with you, you can always check your natal chart online, and you can do that by putting in your birthday, and it tells you your other placements in your chart that you can connect it with your Sun, Moon, and your Venus to that sense. Okay, anyways, so hopefully everybody's doing great and staying safe at home. And let's start with your reading. So you got the Six of Cups. Wow. The Lovers, Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Sun, the Chariot, Seven of Wands, the Hermit, King of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. Wow, I mean, this is actually a nice reading, I can tell already. But so, the center of your reading, you have the Six of Cups. So this talks about those happy moments, nostalgic feelings. So for some of you, probably connecting with somebody from your past life, soulmate, or past life connection. It could be also an ex. You're probably thinking about some good old days, or if you're currently with a partner, you because this reading, like I said, resonate to the person you're thinking about. So there's just those things that you are reminiscing. So you're in that mode of reminiscing, whether it's reminiscing about your childhood, those happy times, happy moments. I think you're trying to stay positive during these times of trials. You know, I know everybody's staying home, and not a lot of us are really staying positive about the situation that's happening in the world. But for you, it's different. I think you are putting your energy into like something nice. So you are thinking about those good times, probably with somebody, or like I said, maybe even your childhood memories. Probably thinking about your mom for some of you when you were growing up, and also, past lovers that have been kind of like, um, they cross your mind. But for some of you, it looks like there was an energy of this person coming in, expressing how much they really care about you, or there's if you're ready with that person right now, they're showing more of that, the love, more love, and nurturing feeling that they give to you. So in a way, I think that's what makes you happy right now, and it makes you feel like, yeah, I think if you feel loved at some point, like you feel like, oh, okay, I didn't know that this person actually loves me, or you know what, this is probably like someone I can have a long-term relationship. Or if you're ready on that situation, like I said, you feel like, okay, our love is becoming more stronger. So your potential challenges is the lover's connection. So a part of you also is still probably thinking about, you know what, I believe in destiny. Okay, so you believe, you're thinking about that, like, I believe in the whole soulful connection with somebody, or me being with my real soulmate. If I'm already with one, let's say you're already with one, or you are still talking to somebody. But for you, it's about, this might have to be a lot of work for me, or or you and that person also went through a lot of trials together. And for you, it's like, yeah, I'm having a bit more believe that this is something that will work out for me. So I think you're in that energy. I'm not saying in love, but it's almost like that, kind of resonate to that, where you're like, okay, even though the rest of the world is having panic and fear and anxiety of the whole coronavirus, for you it's like, you know what, I'm just kind of like not paying attention to that. But I do feel like I feel good right now. I feel if I'm, you know, if you're ready with somebody, like I said, you feel like, oh, I'm happy being with this person, I'm getting to know him more, her, or something, I'm getting to understand our connection more. If you're ready talking to somebody, connecting through online or something, you're telling yourself too, like, yeah, maybe me and this person are a perfect match, we can make things work, stuff like that. So what to focus on, it tells to focus on Five of Swords. So I think there is just sometimes like you think about, you know, what are the things that maybe we can work on in this relationship to make it absolutely not complicated anymore than it used to be, if you had those moments. Or what are the cracks in the relationship, what are the things that needs to be let go when it comes to your own sense of perspective when it comes to between the relationship. I think because honestly, it says that you can focus on the good positive side about this whole thing. So if you have something that is good right now, you just have to start thinking about the positive things that are there for you at this time. What it's like saying, you know what, you just have to appreciate what you have. It's telling you to focus on that, and also to start slowly not thinking about the past anymore. If you have been in a situation you have to forgive someone or need to forget somebody, then that's a part of you, like, you know, you can focus on that by not dwelling into those things anymore, because right now your energy is so good. It looks like, but if the rest of the world are not on the same tone with you or the same vibration, it doesn't really matter. But I would say if I have this energy, I mean, I would stay on it as much as I can, because it looks like you really have a good energy right now. So over the past, I think Ace of Swords, the you always, I think with you, it's like you always spoken whatever it is that you want in every certain situation. And it's like, okay, every time you get in a relationship or you want to be with somebody, I know that you always say, like, you know what, I at the end of the day, I want to be happy, I want to be with someone who I can build a foundation with. But somehow, sometimes it turns out to be something that I would say it turns out to be something that you don't get. Maybe it's due to the other person's restriction, your own restriction, or it's just a timeline. But for you, it's like every time you dive in, you know exactly what you're getting into, what you want, and you make clear of that. That's in the past. So one of the biggest strength that you have is that you're very optimistic in every type of event situation. And for you, you are like I saw in the past, you go directly to the bottom of things, and that's also your strength. So part of it is every time you make a certain decisions, of course, you look into it and you make sure you make the right decisions. For you, it's like you take your time to not rush into certain matters. But for you, it's like, you know, you can always uh, take it into perspective about what you can do in any given type of situation. So your near future is the Chariot, which is Cancerian, your energy. So by the way, yeah, so I see Gemini, Cancerian, what else here? You guys, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, yeah. So anyways, near future, so for you, this is about moving forward. So if you have been stuck on different things, or situation you've been dealing and you had a little bit of time overthinking about certain things. Now you're moving forward because everything is feeling so good right now for you. You want to be in control of your situation, whether it's your own emotions, your own personal day-to-day living, how you deal with people. I think for you it's like you want to take the lead of the situation, and for you it's like you've learned to also know not to just let in people in your lives just so easily. So for you, you become more selective, whether it's friends, people you're dealing with, if you're single, if you're dating. So you become a bit more selective. So you're understanding that concept, because right now I think you understand fully. Like, okay, the only way I can make things better for me is if I know that I'm in control and if I'm in my element right now, which that's where you are at this point. So your suggested approach is that Seven of Wands. So you might be encountering, or you will encounter certain people who are going to be opposing your side, or people who are trying to come at you, whether it's like people from the past also, or people at work. It's just that feeling like they're just coming towards you, and for you it's like, hey, if you have nothing better good to put in front of me or to place in the table, then I'm not gonna put up with it, or I'm not gonna deal with it, because for you it's like you've learned how to defend yourself, and you're not also gonna let anybody, for some, to take advantage of you, because right now, whether you're single or you're just pretty much content about what you have or yourself, it's like you're not gonna let anything pull you down, because you're enjoying this moment of positivity, and you're trying to keep your alignment in check, in place, and you want to remain like this. So what you need to know is that the Hermit card, okay? So the reason being is that I think you can continue working on your spiritual growth, and also your mindfulness, your self-awareness, your spirituality, anything that consists about inner work. I think the reason why you feel like this is because somehow you have managed to unlock a part of your consciousness that talks about how certain things work, and if you want them to work in your favor, it's because you can totally see it, because you started to become more aware of your surrounding. You become more mindful of how you do things, how you act, how you say things, and also you are able to see people's intentions. You gain a lot of experience from all the pain, suffering, or the heartache that you had. So it was taking you to that journey, and it becomes like a guide for you. And now most people are seeing you in a different light. So sometimes you'll get to a point where your well-being right now, it can be tested by certain factors, internal, external, whether it's a bad energy coming in just so to mess with you. But for you, it's like you have been working so hard with yourself, and how to stay on top of your life, of how you can create a more better positive attitude, or a positive living for you. So it becomes a second nature for you. So what else you need to know? There you go. Oh, nice. So all of those wishes that you have, they're about to come in. So if you always wish for a better job, a better career, there might be a change of that, and you will be presented with options you can take. And also for you, it's like you start to feel like, you know what, I'm so worth it of anything. Like you just feel like, if before you always felt like, maybe maybe some guys don't think I'm a wife material, but this time it's like you feel like that, like, no, I am. Like it's just because, not because someone told you, but you can totally feel it because you did your work. You did a lot of work. You came up on top. You work hard. You were independent. You showed like at some point, you don't really need someone to make you feel like that, to feel like you are a valuable person, because now you feel like you are, and you always been, just because you changed a lot of your perspective. It because it was in your mind that something needs to be awakened, a part of your consciousness. So it looks like you did a really good way of going through your spiritual journey. And I guess little things are unfolding. They're starting to show you that, sometimes you don't really need to work so hard just to get what you want. Sometimes it's just a matter of being your authentic self, just being in your own light. But as long as it's something positive and it's good for the environment, or it's good for the humanity, I mean, it's almost a feeling of that, like your intentions are good and nothing is wrong with that. So now you might hear from certain people coming in and just because your light is shining right now, and they all want to see, or they would feel it, like they want to see how you're doing. Maybe they can try to be on your good side or something like that. But overall, it's just like about you transcending into another layer of yourself, or a new version of yourself that you never knew existed. And it's happening because your vibrations, or you're raising into a higher level of consciousness. Okay, your hopes and fears is like, so probably for you, you might be ended up focusing on your finances, and like of course, maybe for some also trying to think about ways how to make money during this time. uh, you could be thinking about that, or also just looking over your own finances. How you can probably you have more time to reflect on how you can probably save more or be more stable in the coming future. You're having those epiphanies, and how do you say it? Your goals are changing, so it's coming more towards to your finances also. Big factor. You might want to get, some of you probably thinking, maybe try a new job or something like that. But it's a lot of changes. But it's good. It's like you're gonna be abundant. But for you also, it's like sometimes you can be a bit skeptical and say, okay, if I do this, let's say if I open a business or something, I wonder if it's gonna work or not. But honestly, you don't need to question or even doubt yourself about this. The main thing is, as soon as you have the biggest idea you have right this time, you just have to slowly work on it and nurture the idea. And when it's time for you to execute the plan that you have, it should work out. And this is going to shift your life into a different level, whether it's you becoming a bit, you will gain more financial stability, or financial what's the word, independence. So it's a good thing. So your outcome is Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, believe it or not, you might get proposed to. I mean, if you're already in a relationship or you're working in something, if you're not on that like really long-term relationship, or you're not in that level yet, it's just to say that if someone have done you wrong in the past, They will, of course, show up again in your life to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I did you wrong. They just want to show up in your life. And for some, it's like if you're just connecting with somebody, just now dating or just talking, it's just to say that they want to offer you something tangible, something that you can't say no to, because probably gifts or jewelry or something like that, you might just uh, but then I pull out two more cards, so it's saying that I think as much as you want it, a part of you is like, I'm kind of not looking into that offer right now, because I think you're still working on your fears. What is this fear about? Okay. I think for you, it's like you want to make sure of, because sometimes you want something so bad that you waited for it and it didn't came at the time that you wanted it. So you forgot about it. So by the time it came back to you and now you're being offered, I think it becomes to a point where it's not like you don't want it. Like you probably don't mind wanting it, but then you have a little bit of resistance to it, versus before where you were 100% ready to jump in and dig into it. But now it's like you're having a little resistance, because I think for you are seeing a different direction in your life. Whether it could be you want to make sure that this whatever it is that you're gonna sign into, or whatever it is that you're gonna take on an offer, proposal, whatever, like they also have the a good intention, like it's going to be something that you're gonna have an equal opportunity for both of you, I think, for some. So other than that, so far, I mean, the reading is really good. I tried the other zodiacs, but Cancer and have a really good reading today, and hope to see you again. Thank you.